Good evening. I'd like to welcome you to Hamilton's 40th anniversary. My name is Michael Harrison. I'm chairman of the board of directors. Tonight we'd like to spend some time and talk about the original mission of Hamilton and the vision of our original founders from 1969, talk a little bit about the things we've been doing over the last 40 years, and unveil our visions for the future, which are very, very exciting, and we hope that you'll share our excitement for them as we move through the program tonight. First, I'd like to welcome and recognize some of the dignitaries who are here with us tonight that I've seen through the crowd. State Representative Ron Buxton. County Commissioner George Hartwick. A former Hamilton employee and current City Council member, Gloria Martin Robert. And City Council President Linda Thompson. I'd also like to thank our sponsors this evening. Our silver sponsor is Pinnacle Health Systems. Finally, I'd like to ask my fellow board members to stand for a round of applause to be recognized. These are all volunteer board members, and we meet at least once a month, many times for committee meetings, and I can assure you there's a lot of lively debate and active discussion, and people who really care about the mission of the center, which you'll hear a lot about tonight. Some of the board members have been involved with the system really from the very beginning. One in particular, Dr. Bob Little, who was one of our first physicians. You'll hear more about his participation tonight. But do want to recognize the board and also recognize a couple of immediate past board presidents that I saw in the audience tonight, Nicole Crossan and Valerie Payne. And lastly, I want to wish you all a great dinner and a great evening. I hope you very much enjoy yourselves, and I'd like to ask Pastor Gilmore to come up for an invocation.
Let us pray. Eternal and Thy-not God, it's again that thy children come unto thee, realizing that it's you that has blessed us to be together one more time. We thank you for this occasion that is here this evening, realizing that the Hamilton Health Center 40th anniversary celebration. I'm reminded of the children of Israel when they was in the wilderness for 40 years. God, you was with them. You brought them through hard trials and tribulation. So it is with the Hamilton Health Center. You have blessed them to go through so many things, but they continue to care for those in need. Now, Lord, I thank you for just being our God. And I pray that Thou will continue to bless them with wisdom and knowledge and understanding, taking them through, God, every trial and every tribulation. If you do this for us, we're going to give you the praise. Thank God. Amen.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. We have a few last-minute people taking their seats. Thank you. My name is Valerie Pritchett. I'm an anchor for ABC 27, and I'm very happy to be here with you tonight. It is my pleasure to honor such a wonderful institution such as Hamilton. I've had the pleasure of doing stories there quite a few times, and I look forward to doing more stories as it grows in the future. It is also my pleasure to introduce the sponsors for tonight's event, because without them, things wouldn't be possible. The silver sponsor, Pinnacle Health. The bronze sponsors, Capital Cross Blue Shield, Gateway, PMSCO, Unison, AmeriChoice, Wilson Construction, AmeriHealth Mercy, as well as PNC and PPO&S. We want to give them a round of applause and thank you. And we also want to thank some dignitaries that are in with us tonight. The Honorable Peter Speaks, Deputy Secretary of General Services. If you could please stand. The Honorable Linda Thompson, President of Harrisburg City Council. Ms. Thompson. Tracy Carter, Susquehanna Township Commissioner. And Representative Ron Buxton. And it is also my pleasure to introduce Roberta Vaughn. She's Hamilton's Patient Services Department Manager, and she supervises a staff of 6 people. Roberta, who has worked at Hamilton for the past 35 years, is the longest, yes, that's a great deal in this day and age, is the longest tenured employee and has been vital to the success of the organization. Ms. Roberta? My first question to you, putting on my reporter hat, what are the responsibilities of the Patient Services Department?
The Patient Services Department at Hamilton Health Center enrolls uninsured and underinsured patients into our sliding fee program. Eligibility for this program allows patients to see our providers at low cost on confirmed income and the number of people in their household. This is determined by the federal guidelines. We assist eligible patients in applying for state-assisted programs such as CHIP, Adult Basic, and Medicaid. We also work with Medicare recipients to help them select the Medicare plan that is best for their needs. This is Medicare Part D, which is the prescription part of the Medicare program. We also assist with low-income subsidies that our patients might qualify for. We recognize that an office visit is not complete if the patient cannot afford the needed medications prescribed to him. As a result of this, we work with over 150 online pharmaceutical companies. We acquire free or low-cost medications for our patients. This past year, we enrolled 2,800 patients into our sliding fee programs, and we provided 4,500 free to low-cost medications to our patients.
Wow, it's fantastic. Yes, a round of applause. And it does not show on you. I cannot believe you've been working 35 years. I don't see wrinkles at all. So what's kept you there? Not one. Look at that, like a baby face. What's kept you there 35 years?
One, surgery works wonders.
We're going to have to share later then.
First, I need to say that I left teaching to come to Hamilton Health Center. When I came to Hamilton Health Center, Robert Bailey interviewed me. He's our first CEO there. And since that time, I realized that even though teaching was satisfying, I still had an itch. I still had an itch that I needed to find just that thing that was going to satisfy it. And I found it at Hamilton. I came to Hamilton and I found that just the appreciation of the patients allowed me to satisfy that itch. I have been there now, as we said, for 35 years. What I have done in the past and what I hope to do in the future has been very, very satisfying for me. I don't see Hamilton Health Center as a job. That's the first thing, one of the reasons why I've stayed. 2, the staff has a genuine concern for our patients, and I can be a part of something that is bigger than I am. There have been several administrative changes During my tenure, however, I feel that the present administration has and is still bringing about changes that are positive. Healthcare needs and community health centers because healthcare needs community health centers because of what they are. I have stayed because of my earlier stated reasons. I am staying because I still have, I hope, a lot more to give. Thank you. A video has been compiled to show the history of Hamilton Health Center. It includes founders, past providers, testimonials of patients, pictures, newspaper articles, up to including our present-day facilities. What you will see is an edited version of what was captured. The full-length video is available to order. If you wish to order, please complete the card that you will find with the packet at your table. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the video and the evening.
Hamilton Health Center. A vision that began with a committed group of passionate community leaders in 1969 was created to address the compelling need for accessible, comprehensive, quality health care for the uninsured and underinsured in the Harrisburg community. Reverend Robert Bailey remembers that vision.
The idea and vision, I'd love to lay claim on it, but I can't lay claim on all of it. However, I take credit for putting wheels on it. But it started with the community. Hamilton began with a group of people in the uptown area on Coulter Street at the neighborhood center there with $12. We put $12 on the table. I'll never shall forget that night. And it was a lady by the name of Sarah Jones, one of the mothers of the community. This part of the story gets a little bit emotional because she looked me in the eye and said, we want you to make sure we get health care. That lady was just a common citizen who had took the bruises and the knocks from the community all of her life, had been turned away from the outpatient department many times with hurt and pain. That lady was requesting their own health care center. It was a love, a desire, a need, and willing. So many people were being turned away, and the community thought that it would be best if they had their own health care service in the area.
As the number of clients seeking care grew, Hamilton Health Center continued to grow by attracting highly qualified medical professionals who shared the same compassion, vision, and desire to provide exceptional medical and dental health care. Dr. Robert Little was Hamilton's first family physician and now serves on the board today.
I started out in '72 in a house trailer on the street because the building we had purchased, we meaning Hamilton Health Center, had purchased from the church there at 5th and Minnick, was not yet ready to occupy. So we worked for a year and a half at least in the trailer, one examining room at each end of the trailer. Sometimes Dr. Kirker would be in one end with his wife Jean as his nurse, and I'd be in the other end with Ruth Burnett, my nurse, and we had a good time there. The patients registered next door in the church and then came in when they were ready. Medical records was across the street in a house. The community health workers who had been hired ahead of time had been worked for a year before we got there, going from door to door, stirring up business, telling people to come and get their checkups and so forth. They were every day out house to house sending patients in to us. Probably space was the biggest limitation. It just was, it was inefficient as far as space. But we had a lot of enthusiasms that made up for it.
But Hamilton chose to provide top quality dental services. Dr. Sarah Pralo, Hamilton's first dental director.
I came to Hamilton in 1972 We were getting people that nobody else wanted to treat. We were doing some of the innovative stuff that wasn't really being done a lot in the private sector. We were talking about 1970, and we were doing a lot of root canals. We were doing some of the better oral surgery. We gave more comprehensive care than the patients could get anywhere else. They could go somewhere else and get a tooth pulled, but they couldn't go and get a full dental exam, x-rays, and a treatment plan to really improve their dental health.
In 1975, Dr. Donald Spigner, an accomplished physician, came on board as Hamilton's second medical director. The first was Dr. Walter Kirker, now deceased.
When I came here, they, like a lot of other communities, wanted Hamilton and the doctors at Hamilton to be kind of the poor person's doctor. And that wasn't what I was going to allow, because there were two systems of care here. There was the poor person's care, and then there was the other system. We were able to expose that kind of bias against poor people and minority people. Hamilton was responsible for really bringing a real diversity into this community. A number of African American docs and docs and dentists of other persuasions are here because of Hamilton.
As Hamilton continued to build its medical team and increase services to the community, its board grew in a new direction, never losing sight of the mission, need, and value of Hamilton Health Center to the community.
At the time that I was recruited to serve on the board, Hamilton was in very dire straits financially. So we had a great challenge ahead of us in terms of doing a turnaround both financially and also within the community to restore Hamilton's reputation to what it had formerly been. I was able to bring on board people who were dedicated to Hamilton. I think my biggest talent was in recruiting people who could serve, and one of those was Janine Peterson. We actually had an open house and invited all of the politicians, all of the CEOs, everyone in the community that we felt could get the message out that we were in business and we were in business to stay.
Today, under the direction of CEO Janine Peterson, in a time when affordable health care options are becoming more and more out of reach for everyday people, Hamilton Health Center continues to provide a full range of exceptional medical and dental services.
Over the last 2 years, we have been seeing a rising number of employed, uninsured individuals, primarily because of the downturn in the economy, because of the rising healthcare costs that many of us as employers are struggling with to keep pace with. These individuals are able to come to us and get quality care. Otherwise, where would they go? People who are uninsured, who have been laid off from their jobs. On an average month, we're seeing close to 6,000 patients. That's coming through our doors for medical as well as dental in all 6 of our locations.
The WIC program provides counseling on nutrition and supplemental foods to keep women, infants, and children healthy and on the right path to optimal nutritional health.
We cover a variety of things. There's 5 huge components that we do. Health screenings, we do provide nutrition education, we're here to provide breastfeeding support. We're here to really encourage and empower our families to make healthier changes for their families in the long run.
The staff at Hamilton recognizes the nutritional value and importance of breastfeeding in child development and provides breastfeeding support services.
A lot of our mothers are breastfeeding and they're doing well. By working with the Breastfeeding Coalition, what we're going to be doing is going to businesses and talking to see about just setting up things like a lactation room so that she can continue to breastfeed, continue giving the benefits to her child and benefits for herself.
Dental care, often neglected the most among the uninsured and underinsured, has always been and continues to be a vital part of the comprehensive medical care at Hamilton Health Center.
We're probably seeing upwards of 50 to 60 patients a day now, maybe even more. We do get a lot of people that come in and that can't afford a regular dentist. We offer a sliding fee cost to dental patients so they can afford dental procedures.
I have been at Hamilton for 15 years. It'll be 16 in April. I've worked in a lot of environments over the years. public health service and U.S. Air Force and private practice. The nicest dental professionals that I've ever worked with, I met at Hamilton.
The staff at Hamilton is committed to providing comprehensive medical care and services with dignity and respect. It is precisely that commitment and that compassion that has kept Lucretia and Robert Wilson clients for over 20 years.
I had moved away for 2 years. And of course, the diabetic went with me, and the high blood was there, and the strokes was there. So I moved to another city. And I came back all the way back to Harrisburg to Dr. William to get waited on, because I didn't want no other doctors to wait on me. That's how important Hamilton Health Center is to me. I believe they love their job. You know, this is what I saw in them before, because I thought maybe they had to go take a class or, you know, go to school and learn how to be nice. They say not so. I thank the staff for being nice and kind, doing their job well.
Thank you for all the good service. If anyone was down when we came, they didn't show it. They showed us love when we came, they showed us love when we left.
There are a lot of dedicated people, they work hard, and that's the reason it's still running. Because where else you can have an institution where any person can walk in and they will be treated whether they are capable of paying or not. I don't think so any other place can make that kind of claim. But Hamilton Health is doing it.
Hamilton Health Center continues to stay on top of new technologies, new medicines, and